Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports. Nothing but pure sports. This is the JP Show.
JP, it is so good to hear you back on the air.
Stand by now. Here's JP.
All right, a hearty welcome to you on this hump day. I guess we got. Is it a hump day? Yeah, it is Wednesday. All right, let's go. That means getaway day. That means day baseball. We got day baseball coming up today as the Rays go for a sweep of the stinking Red Sox. How about that? 2 wins in a row for the first time in 2 weeks. So we'll be talking some Rays baseball. We have defectors. It looks like we have defectors in the among the Petermans.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
What are you doing, Alex?
Yeah, Alex Nunn is mad. He's mad at me. I better be right. Unfortunately, we'll talk about the Ray Stadium, but I am not the all-seeing, all-saying, all-sage, seat soothsayer. I do not control everything in this world, so I can only give you my best, and that's what I'm doing. But we'll get into the latest Rays Stadium stuff. I got a lot of haters, evidently, a ton of haters.
Apparently everyone's under the impression I hate stadium talk. I don't hate stadium talk. I just don't know enough to talk about it myself. I let JP do that. That's all. That's all.
You can be honest. It's fine. It's fine. Listen, if I were in your space, I would hate it too.
I want you guys to have a stadium.
I know.
We're about to build $2 billion arenas here in Dallas. Like it's nothing. Like
why can't we have Texas people on our city council? Why can't we just have Texas people? You know? Yeah. So, all right, we'll get to all that in just a little bit. We got NHL and NBA finals to talk about. I think congruently, probably the 2 best finals that we've had. I don't know, decades
in
when the NHL and they always run side by side. And, you know, we've had some good NHL. I don't remember some of the NBA's ones have been kind of iffy, but this one seems very compelling. So we'll hit those as well. Bucks OTA is coming up tomorrow. So we'll talk some Baker Mayfield if you guys want to do that as well. Any other Bucks stuff coming up. And Ahmmon Richards is going to join us. Ahmmon set all the University of Miami receiving records as a freshman. Broke Michael Irvin's records, and then this was 2018, I believe. And then he had a serious neck injury that ended his career, and he's getting into
just like Michael Irvin, by the way.
Yeah. So he's getting into sports casting, and we're going to talk some college football with him, the current state of college football. And we're going to ask him the question: does this compromise the integrity of the college football game when a starting quarterback for a national championship contender is addicted to gambling, is a self-admitted gambling addict, playing quarterback? Could this be a problem for the credibility of the game?
I think there's lots of other problems too, JP, by the way, in the game.
Yeah, there are, but I think we could just go to that one right away. Like say it out loud. Yes, we're going to have
He's not going to play. He's not
a gambling addicted quarterback starting for one of the national championship contenders. But hey, his trial has been set for February. Oh, how convenient.
How convenient is that?
We'll give him a little injunction here so he can play, and then in February we'll throw the book at him.
When he's out of eligibility, by the
way. You can't make this shit up. You just can't make it up. This is what college football is becoming.
Guns up, baby. Wreck them.
Just doesn't matter. Gambling addicts. What else are we going to have on it? What else can we get on that Texas Tech team? Huh?
Okay, look, at least they're not the Miami Hurricanes.
Oh, wow.
The 80s.
Fast. Yeah. Well, there you go. Or the Gators under Urban Meyer.
Oh, my God.
That was another rough crew, to be sure.
It was.
All right. So let's jump into it. Good win for the Rays yesterday, 4-3. Nick Martinez got back to his filthy form. It kind of looked like, he had only thrown, I think, 79 pitches after 7 innings. And, he's just rolling. I don't blame Kevin Cash for saying, keep it rolling, buddy. I mean, if he takes him out there and they lose the game, we all lose our minds, right? right? So I don't want to hear the old, oh, how did you not? What you kept him in too long? Because he got into the 8th, gave up 2 singles, and then kind of an unlucky bounce off first base that goes for a double and scores 2 runs. But then Kevin Kelly comes in with the tying run on base and nobody out and gets 3 straight ground balls. Hell of a job by Kevin Kelly. Baker slams the door in the 9th for his 18th save, which I think leads the league. I mean, just a tremendous job by the bullpen. And Nick Martinez, he did a great job last night. We wanted to see if our boy Cy Martinez would get back to it, and he did.
He did.
Yeah, against a tough, I won't say a tough Boston lineup, but an underperforming Boston lineup. Is that fair? But talented hitters, there, right?
Yeah, and you know what? And we've been hard on Nick for the whole month of June, rightfully so. Right. And I feel like he made a statement here. He's like, hey, guys, don't forget about me. I know the calendar switched to June, but I still know how to pitch.
Yeah.
And also
2 games, yeah.
One of my top 3 favorite MLB players of all time. That's a current player. Let me qualify that.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot played for the Bo Sox. And I hate it because I like cheering for the guy, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. Dude's a badass. And he was a great Texas Ranger. We had some great interactions in the clubhouse when he was in Texas. Dude's a freaking awesome. He's a sweetheart of a guy. I forgot he played for the Red Sox now. And I was kind of cheering for him, not to win the game, but to have a good game. And he did. He didn't have a bad game.
Did you, how long was he in Texas?
3 years.
3 years?
Yeah. And he was one of the guys that he's like you want to cheer for, right? He was that Texas team that he was on. They didn't do anything, but he was one of these tryhards, right? Like right. You get these guys through Major League Baseball that's just a good guy and he tries really hard. And he's just never going to be a superstar, but he's going to serve a role. He's going to serve a role on an MLB team. And that's who he is. And he's a great dude, man. I just hate that he plays for the Bo Sox right now.
Yeah. Well, we don't like any of the Red Sox right now.
No, I'm right there with you.
But yeah, and there was one point in the game that kind of pissed me off a little bit, and I'm worried about. And I was texting with Orestes about it. He said you shouldn't be worried about this, but I'm worried about this. So Junior Caminero gets a double. First of all, he smokes it to the opposite field, and for a beat and a half, he's staring at it. And I'm like, you better get on your horsepower to get to second base. We don't need to be staring at that thing. Yeah. Just let's we can stare when it goes over. And it didn't. And it bounces off the wall right to the center fielder, who now has a shot to get him at second base. So as he's coming in, the most awkward slide of the day, maybe the week, he goes in head first, and his left hand digs into the dirt and buckles a little bit. Yeah. And I'm like, oh,
that's why they wear those oven mitts, right?
Well, you can't wear an oven mitt when you're hitting. So
no, I know.
Unless they're gonna give it to him rounding first. But yeah, it's why they wear these oven mitts.
Maybe some of these guys should wear oven mitts.
Yeah, man. Some of our hitters lately might help. Yeah, and I was like, holy shit, he just tore some tendons in his wrist. My God, the fastest hands in baseball just got screwed up. Oh, this is awful. As bad as it gets. Thankfully, he's fine. It tweaked a little bit, but I have a couple of questions. Number one, I can't have Junior Caminero going in head first. I can't.
Ooh.
I can't. I'd rather him be out once or twice, 3 times. Dude has got to learn to slide head first. Those are the fastest hands in baseball. They are $500 million hands is what they are. If I'm his agent and I'm him, I'm like, yeah, I better just, I don't care. You're out. Fine. That's fine. Do not slide hands first without an oven mitt or whatever, some type of protection. He can't do it. I got a little question about this also. They wet down that infield a lot. You need to, if you wet down that infield, when you hit, your hands are gonna, And it was a little bit of an awkward slide. It wasn't like he was running really fast. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of more of a flop than a slide. But I also am a little worried that clay's a little sticky, looks a little sticky. And I understand why they do that, maybe to get better hops. But, for that awkward slide, I don't know. Maybe I'm making way too much of this, but my heart stopped. I'm like, oh my God, please don't have hurt your wrist. That is just because, you seriously hurt your wrist like that. You don't know. He's got the fastest hands in baseball. You cannot F around with that. That is his career. That is our career. That is our guy. And if he gets hurt and it slows down a fraction, well, that's a difference. That's what makes him special. Those hands. That's what makes him special. You cannot risk that on sliding. You got to go in feet first, my man. You got to go in feet first. If I were the Rays, I would sit him down and say, we're going to work on sliding. And we are not going to go head first ever. Am I off base on that?
No, you're not off base, but I don't think these guys think about stuff like that in the heat of the moment.
No,
right?
No, they don't. That's why I'm saying you got away with this one. You got away, and I totally understand that. He's trying to hustle in, and again, if you run right off the bat, maybe you don't have to do that. But he's a young player. These are things that he would learn. But if I were the Rays, I would say I would put a kibosh on the head first sliding, and say let's make it a focus and say, hey man, we don't want you doing that. We do not under any circumstances. Now, if it happens, just instinctually, you don't penalize him. That's not what I'm saying. Right, I'm just saying, it's like any other facet of the game that you're teaching. Anything, you're a veteran player and hey, listen, why don't you try this? This is what I would talk to him about. I would say, man, those hands are way too important for you to be messing around trying to get an extra base. I'd rather you just be out. I'd rather you just stand up. Don't slide. Seriously, if it comes to that. So I don't know. I don't want to make a huge deal out of it, but if I were the Rays, I would pull him aside right now and I'd say, hey man, let's not be doing that because you're not very good at it. Or let's do it better. But I think more than anything, I would just say, no, we're not doing that anymore.
So this was at first base?
Second base.
Oh, it was second base. Okay.
Yeah, he was sliding into second base, and it was just awkward. It was just awkward. So
because you see guys slide into first base sometimes trying to beat, but I think we've seen statistically the numbers don't support that sliding is faster. Like you don't get to first base faster by sliding.
Right. You should never slide first. But instead, he's going into second and the throw was a little offline. So he's trying to get around the throw and he got to the base and he hung on, which he did a great job getting to that base. My point is that base is not as important as his hands. Right. And it just, if in any situation, I would just rather him slide feet first. I know you can get hurt that way too, but I'd rather him hurt his ankle. I feel like it's harder to get hurt sliding feet first though. Yeah. Other stars last night. Ryan Vilade was fantastic once again at the plate. He has been, what a find this cat has been. 3 hits last night, RBI double. He's just been really, really good. And he plays a really good first base. Last night, I thought he made 4 or 5 really good plays. He had a lot of ground balls hit to him, a couple of tough ones. He had a couple he had to sync up with Martinez. He's a very, very natural first baseman, and he's played some really good outfield as well. Has a good arm. He's a really good all-around baseball player. Shockingly so. Like I have to say to myself, where's this guy been? He's so good at so many things in this game. I don't know if he's just having a good year, but he's got speed. He's big. He's got power. He's versatile in the field. What a find. He has
the Dallas kid, by the way, from Dallas.
Is he?
Yeah,
he's a big kid.
Yeah.
Very, very impressed with him. Williamson, I thought played well last night at short. Had a couple of big knocks. They kind of pieced it all together last night, and won a game 4-3. They remained in first place, and this they're starting to get back to playing a little bit of Rays baseball. the experiment with having a brain fart on our left field. Simpson. In the 3-hole was not.
It was not
great.
good.
Now he had one. He actually almost was inches away from an RBI double. Just had a line shot, would have gone down the left field line, but the third baseman was playing in for the bunt, and then instinctively went back to his right and made a great play, diving play, and then it was a double play where they should have gotten probably 2 or 3 runs off Tolly in was that the first inning? I think the first inning.
Yeah.
And they had, I think, 3 hits, 2 doubles, but that double play killed him. That he dove to his left, caught the line drive from Simpson, and then just touched the base. Yandy was, he was too far down the line. Wasn't a bad play by him, just bad luck. And they didn't score at all. But I didn't get the Simpson in the 3-hole thing, and he's struggling. He's just struggling. Maybe they're just trying to do something to get him going. But I just, I'm with O on this, man. Put him in the 9-hole, and just leave him there. I don't. He's either top of the order or in the 9-hole. And they love Yandy at top. It's hard to argue with the success he's having. I think maybe he'd have more RBIs if he batted somewhere else. But let's not screw around with him. He's having a great year, leading the league in hitting. Let's put Simpson at the 9-hole and just call it a day. The 3, 4, 5 batting behind Caminero, I just don't get that. I'd like someone to explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old child, but
Kevin Cash.
I don't get it. I don't get it. All right, let me get to some of the comments here, and I don't.
Yeah. By the way, Ryan Valade, Frisco high school kid, like from right down the street from me.
Wow.
Yeah. Local boy.
Yeah.
Man, you don't want to mess with Chandler Simpson, man. He's such a raw, like guys like that are just raw talent. You don't want to mess with their heads, man. Just let them do what they do best, right? And I feel like that's not that you're going to screw with his head, but moving him around like that all the time, it can't be good for his psyche. I can't imagine.
Yeah. Yeah. And you don't know how I don't know what organization he was in before, but he's playing great baseball, and he's a really good player. All right, let me get to this because our guest is coming up at 10:30 here. Alex Nunn says, JP, you better damn sure that deal goes through for the stadium because people do not like you, bro. People will be laughing at you and shitting on your show if it don't go through. Broski. I'm not trolling. Just sharing what a ton of people are saying.
Hey, a ton, JP. It's a ton of people.
Ton of people.
Broski.
He said, I'm not mad, buddy. I've supported you for a long time. Just sharing what I'm hearing. I know. I get it, bro. I get it. Good to be back on the show, though. I've been sick and traveling. Yeah. And he gave us a $5 super chat.
Nice.
Yeah, I know you're a supporter. I'm just kind of busting your balls a little bit. But I just wanted to let you know, bro, I know. I know.
That's our first rodeo here.
There are a ton of people that don't like me. I get it. It's because I speak my mind and I don't pull punches. I could be political like a bunch of these other hosts and people that cover sports around here and not say anything bad about anybody. But I'm not trying to be mean to people. But if I think you write something that I don't agree with, I'm going to take issue with it. Even if you're the columnist for the TBT, if you're another writer or another person, I hopefully do it respectfully. If I disagree with you, and when people disagree, if I disagree with somebody, yeah, a lot of these people, these writers have really thin skin, and they can dish it out, but they can't take it. And people come at me all the time. I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be a jerk. When I see something and I think it's wrong, I'm going to come tell you people. That's what this is about. We are non-corporate media. I do not answer to bosses. I am the boss. I don't say that in an asshole way. I say it because that's the dynamic we're working with here, because I've worked at 620 where my bosses told me what I can and cannot say. I've worked at Channel 8 where your bosses will tell you what you can and cannot say. And that's the way they run their business. That's fine. And I understand the reasons for why they do that. I totally get it. They have other higher things and people that they have to answer to. But that's not what we do here. And that's why this format is growing. That's why people trust this format. There are people that won't speak to people in high places of power the way I have with Stu Sternberg. And from my standpoint, I think we did. I know for a fact that this show had a huge hand in him having to sell that club. Yeah. And we got out from under that ownership that was never going to build you a stadium and probably would have moved the team if he could. If he was allowed to, he would have. But Major League Baseball is not considering that. But he would have, in my opinion. Nobody else was talking about Sternberg like that. And you know what? That makes enemies. That makes enemies. I have political enemies because I call Joshua Wostall out. And I'll call out people I see in government that I don't think are doing a good job. That makes enemies. And people will come at me and I'll come right back at them. I don't seek out people. But yeah, people, and they talk shit about me. I don't care. Fine. Keep talking about me. Keep talking about me. That's all I care about because that gives this show more ratings. You know who was the most disliked person in the history of radio? Rush Limbaugh. Do you know who's the highest rated person in the history of radio by far? Rush Limbaugh. And I don't do these things to get clicks. I'm not a clickbait guy. I don't have to be. There's so much buffoonery going on out here that you can just speak to it in an honest way. You don't have to make up shit. There's plenty of material. So I get it. And I'm not mad at you, Alex. I appreciate you saying that. But, most of these people I block anyway because they're just name-calling idiots. And if you go look at their profiles, you can see who they are and what they are. And I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again. I believe without question in my gut, and my gut is usually right on this, the opposition to this deal is an organized, funded effort. I'll say it again. The opposition to this deal is an organized, funded effort. Why would that be? Because there are plenty of other localities and political operatives within this, some of them publicly and privately trying to tank the deal, that have alternative motives and political motives. Do you think it's beyond the pale that Orlando's or Dreamers or Raleigh or Nashville or any of these other places that would really like to see this fail wouldn't take a social media interest in it? Of course they would. And if you notice, it's a lot of the same people that are talking. The majority of people support the deal, the vast majority. The loud minority, and it does have a political tinge to it. It certainly does. It's red and blue. No question about it. It's all part of it, and I'll call it out. Yeah, I will. And I'll get shit for it, and I'll have enemies. It's okay, Alex. I'm good. My advertisers down here, I answer to them, but I've never had one of them, not one of them, in 20 years of doing this, come to me and say, hey, man, we didn't like what you said. I've had one come to me and said, hey, somebody said something that I said, and he asked me about it. I said, I didn't say that. I didn't say it. I said, I talked about it, but this is how I said it. And I sent him the clip. He goes, I understand. Thank you. Appreciate that. Still a sponsor.
Yeah.
So listen, I'm okay with it. And it's because of the Petermans like yourself, Alex, that have supported me that we can do this. And listen, I'll be honest with you. This deal might not go through. It might not. There's a lot of forces that have marshaled against it that I certainly didn't see coming. I did not predict the property tax thing, even though I don't think it should be a deal killer. I didn't predict that. And I'm not backtracking. I still am optimistic it will go through, but I'm also a realist. I see it. And public opinion matters. A lot of what they're doing is winning the day. No, I don't understand why a local newspaper or whatever it is now, the TBT, would be so negative about this and have such hypocritical coverage vis-a-vis the St. Pete deal. I kind of understand it. I think it's political and I think it's provincial. Right. They wanted it in St. Pete. They still think it could go there. And anything associated with DeSantis, they absolutely revile. That's truth. That's 100% truth.
It's agenda driven.
Yeah. So I don't know. Why would a hometown newspaper want to kill a deal that could send their baseball team out of town? I don't know. That's my opinion. It may not be true, but that's my opinion. And I'll tell you what's my opinion, and I'll tell you what I'm reporting as fact, and that is my opinion. That's how I feel based on everything I've seen. And I'm not alone in that. Not even close. So, yeah, listen, man, it might not go through, and people can shit on me and come at me as much as they want. All I can tell you is what I know. And the conversations that I've had with ownership, the conversations I've had with local government officials, and all my connections tell me that this deal is still very viable. But I'm also a realist, and it's politics. And politics plays strange bedfellows, right? And weird things can happen. So when I sit here and tell you I'm still optimistic, I'm not sitting here telling you it's 100% going to go through. I've told you many times I'm very optimistic. What percentage is it? 85, 95? I'm not going to say 90. I wouldn't dare. 91, 92?
Careful.
It can change on a daily basis. But everything that I see things, people say, what about the property tax? Here's what I feel about it. Here's what I've talked to people. This is what they say. What more do you want me to do? I don't have a fucking crystal ball. I say, all I can tell you is I'm optimistic. I've never said 100% fact it's going to go through. I can't say that. What I've said was I'm very optimistic. Things can change. What more can I say? And there's a lot of stuff coming down the pike that have changed things lately. Yeah. So is it hanging by a thread? No, I still think if I'm a county commissioner or a city councilman, I'm more convinced than ever that we need this. But we'll see where it goes.
John Hill, you're a diabolical fiend if you think I would do what you just said in your comments.
What did he say?
Rumors are that you're wearing PK Subban outfit by the way, dude. I went to a friend's house last night to watch the game, who's a huge Vegas fan. She's from Vegas. And I don't know what that piece of crap was that PK Subban was wearing last night. It was definitely made for a woman though. And I love PK Subban. He's one of my favorite dudes ever. Even outside of hockey. I don't know what the crap he was wearing with his, I can't even begin to tell you, JP. I don't know if you saw.
Well, I don't think it was quite time after what we just talked about to go to the PK Subban card at that particular time.
I'm sorry.
We could have wrapped up the stadium thing and then gone to that.
You have other stadium comments, by the way.
I know. When I was going to get to him before the PK Subban parade outfit or whatever the fuck he was wearing last night. Comments.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah,
trying to bring some levity. Sorry.
Show flow, bro. Show flow.
I know. I got you.
All right, we got a break anyway. Quick break. We'll get back to the stadium stuff at the 11 o'clock, and we'll get to some other things in the second hour, Braves baseball related and other stadium related. But when we come back, Ahmmon Richards is going to join us, former University of Miami football player. We are going to talk about some college football stuff and all the crazy stuff that's going on these days, man. It is absolutely bananas. And are they going to fix it? Is our government going to step in and actually do something for once? Probably not. We're brought to you by the great folks at Pitch Roofing. Hey, now is a good time to get to know your roofer. As hurricane season comes on, right? You have a roofer. Yeah, you should. If you have a roof on your house, you should have a roofer, right? You should have your own personal roofer. Get to know the folks at Pitch Roofing. They'll come out, give you a free estimate. They'll tell you if you have any damage. They'll tell you how much life is left in your roof. Start planning in 4, 5, 6 years. You're going to need a new roof. And educate yourself on the process because it's important. And you'll do that for free. And really nice folks. So give them a call over at Pitch Roofing, pitchroofing.com. Go to the website. You can email them or call them. And if we do have a hurricane, you'll already have a relationship with them, and you'll get in line first to get your roof done. You'll have that priority. So I think it's a really smart idea. Pitchroofing.com. Back in 3. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing done right.
As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch, and everything is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey, JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show here. We'll jump back into stadium stuff and all that fun stuff and the Rays on the field. We'll talk some Bucks. We'll do that all in our second hour, and a little NBA and NHL finals as well. Brought to you by the great folks at Genesis of Tampa. We love them over there. The GV70, that's the one I bought, and that's the one everybody's talking about. Not because I bought it. because it's an awesome car. The performance level on it is off the charts. The price, the innovation, the technology, the comfort. It's incredible car. Go test drive it. Test drive some of the other SUVs, the midsize SUVs. Compare the luxury SUVs. And when you see the price on this, you'll absolutely freak out and go, why would I buy anything else? Exactly. GenesisofTampa.com is where you go. 801 East Bears Avenue, and tell them JP sent you. All right, want to welcome in Ahmmon Richards, who played for the University of Miami in 2018. In fact, set the freshman record and broke Michael Irvin's record, 934 receiving yards. Somehow, I think some kid by the name of Tony may have shattered your records. Is that true?
Yes, sir. Baby Jesus.
Baby Jesus.
Ripped it apart.
That boy can flat out play.
He's a gamer. He's a gamer.
When you watch him play, like, is his size, and I was up in Tallahassee when I watched him separate from every defensive back, and really broke the game wide open. I just like, wow, the separation, the speed, the elusiveness, it's pretty special.
Yeah, it's different. I mean, you can see the contact balance. Like, he gets hit, bumped around.
Yeah.
Like bumper cars out there. He
Yeah.
stays up as a smaller guy.
Yeah.
It's really impressive.
Stay up on that mic for me,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah, just
So
like
you can move it around.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it's really impressive. You know, just his overall game and the fact that he really should have been in high school last year. Just kind of like,
Yeah. How the hell he was 17 last year, right?
Man, 17. I wasn't moving like that. You know, I was still developing. You know, but this guy is like, he's just rare. He's one of those ones that, as they would say in South Florida, he's one of those ones. You know, he's just different.
Yeah. Yeah, you grew up down there in Wellington, and then played for the University of Miami. Well, what was that whole process like in recruiting back then? I mean, it's way different now, obviously, with the money.
No, it was definitely different. You know, getting recruited by like Nick Saban and Coach Cristobal, you know, Gus Malzahn, all that stuff. It was different in the fact that there was no money that you can really, you know, on paper, you know, you can really be offered with the whole world knowing. So that was the thing. So you really had to choose a school you truly felt you.
So you're saying there were other offerings? We can talk about that now.
Yeah, for sure. That for sure. Nothing like obviously in writing, anything you can track.
Just under the table.
Yeah, for sure. You know,
a lot of that was going on.
Yeah, 100%. That was the advantage, you know, for a lot of schools at that time.
Yeah.
But now,
yes, Nick Saban. That was the advantage that you had. That now he's very much against.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah,
and he wasn't the only one doing it, by the way.
All the big dogs, you know, at the time, you can see who was consistently winning at that time, right?
Right.
Figure it out, but
getting the best recruits.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't about the facilities or the great speech that the coach gave you.
I'll say that mattered, honestly.
Because, of course it does.
At that time, I remember Miami didn't even have an indoor. So obviously Miami doesn't have an indoor. Alabama has state-of-the-art, or Auburn has state-of-the-art facilities.
Right.
Even Tennessee, they were building a good one at that time as well. You see all that stuff, and it's just extra bells and whistles that do matter. As a young guy, you're like, hey, I want to go to a place where I feel like I can utilize every resource possible. And that was a big one that those like prominent schools had that Miami didn't have at the time, or maybe FAU, right? A lot of the
so what mattered the most to you?
Me personally, I just remember thinking like where I can go and have like the most impact, and not like
right away,
like obviously like on the field, like playing, but as far as like legacy, like I always thought like going to Wellington, for example, we're not a prominent high like football school,
right?
You know, but in my mind, I was like, if I can help bring that to fruition, I feel like that has more value than me joining or going like St. Thomas,
right,
or Dwyer at the time. The guys that teams that's already won with or without you. So I was like, you know what, like Miami struggling
at that time, they needed help.
Coaches got fired. Mark Richt comes in. I understand the stability he's trying to build and what he wants to do, and it just made sense. So I was like, I feel like there's more. It means more to go to a university
to build something. You wanted to build something
where my impact can be felt beyond my days, and I can like kind of leave a legacy or my name or imprint. That's kind of was the thing that mattered most to me. I just feel like if I went to any other school, I would have played. I would have, you know, it wasn't a competition thing for me. I feel like I was better than a lot of kids.
Right.
I just don't talk like I don't say it out loud.
Yeah. Well, you proved it in your freshman year.
I just, it didn't matter like how many receivers they brought in and none of that. I was just like opportunity, stability, and then just the opportunity to make the program great. And that's what I wanted to do. Make Miami, get them back to a championship. And
like that.
We're close.
You were good. Now, you mentioned a couple of really big names there. Mark Richt, Nick Saban, Chris, of all the ones, the best quote recruiters.
Yeah.
So let's have some fun with this. Who had the best speeches? Like, who was the best talker and why? Like, when they got done, you went, damn, that was good, coach. I mean, they've done it 1,000 times for 1,000 recruits, but like, who was like the smoothest, the best, who just had it down?
Yeah, it was definitely Nick Saban.
Did he?
It's hard to say no, Nick Saban.
Why is that?
Because
we want to learn vicariously through your like, when he sat there, was it just his aura? Was what he said, how he said it, just the fact that he was Alabama kicking everybody's ass? Like, what was it about?
It's like he's able to, like, all right, so he knows he's Nick Saban,
right?
Obviously, and he knows that he's Nick Saban. So when he comes in with like a confidence that just like makes you almost like take a back seat. You almost like sit down and just want to listen because like it's the guy, So I remember he came to my house for the visit. He was sitting on like my we had like a rocking chair, like very old school, sat in a rocking chair, was kind of rocking it a little bit. We ordered Papa John's pizza, and that's not a sponsor or nothing, but we ordered pizza, and he was just like, he turned it into like him being such a icon to just a normal guy.
Right.
And that's where he's able to like.
Now, did he order the pizza and pay for it?
We ordered
I have to know all this.
Yeah. Now we ordered it, make it feel like home,
Right.
Obviously, some people are iffy with cooking. So obviously, a lot of people like they'll eat food if you order it in, right? So that's kind of where we did it like that. But he came in and just was very like normal, like you would think you're talking to any other guy you met at a bar.
So it goes from Nick Saban, the badass coach, to like, I'm just another guy.
Yeah, you see the yelling on TV and all that. And it's like just very calm, soft, understanding. He wants to know more about you and your personal life.
Yeah.
And so that part, I think he's able to like get into the minds, like, the younger guy.
Yeah.
You feel like this guy. And then from there, it's like, okay, let's build a relationship. And now it's beyond like Nick Saban on TV. It's like Nick Saban, the person.
Right.
And that's who you really meet. And that's why I think he's able to like, use that as a huge advantage with signing like a lot of the 5-star kids that he did for God knows how long.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things. But at the end of the day, like I had to make the decision to choose Miami, and Coach Rick is very similar.
Yeah.
Very like great person, cares about you off the field.
Yeah.
He has the stable situation at Georgia. Like they're always like winning, not saying they're winning national championships, but it was very.
Was he at Georgia or Miami at that time?
Yeah, he was at Georgia.
Yeah. So he was recruiting you there.
Yeah, he was recruiting me at Georgia. So we had a familiar relationship there. And then obviously when he came to Miami, it was just like a no-brainer.
Perfect.
At that point. Yeah. I'm like, I know you. I've seen your track record as far as just being a consistent winner.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, you had some guys and receivers. AJ Green was one that I like watching. So, right. So I'm like, oh, he had some development as far as like receiver. And then Ron Dugans came in as a receiver coach. And around that time, he had the more recent guy was Devontae Parker at Louisville. He coached.
Yes.
So and he was a first round pick. So it was just like, all right, I can go into that situation and I can maximize it. That's just what I did.
Yeah. It's so interesting. Well, now let's talk a little bit about, but I also want to let people know. So after your freshman year, you had your sophomore year, first game, you had a severe neck injury and that ended your career?
No, so I played my sophomore year. Going into my sophomore year, I actually tore my hamstring. So I played my sophomore year, I had like 400 some yards. I was like 28 catches, pretty much half the stats I had my freshman year because I was missing games.
Yeah.
Recovering from the hamstring or dealing with it all year, but we were winning.
Right.
So it was one of the situations where me being on the field helps the team win, just as far as like coverage and bracket coverage opens up other guys. So it's like a sacrifice. And shoot, you're going 10-0. It's hard to want to not play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So I played.
It wasn't to play through the hamstring.
Yeah, it wasn't my best year, but we won, and the goal was to get to the ACC championship game, and then obviously win the national championship. And I think it was the first year that the playoffs started, so we're trying to get in. Obviously, we ended up losing the pit, and then
I remember that game.
Meniscus, the practice going into the ACC championship game, literally tore my meniscus, so I didn't play in that game. And then pretty much all that offseason was recovery. Yeah. And then obviously 2018, we played the first game LSU, and then that's when I diagnosed neck injury. And
did you get hit?
No, it wasn't hit. It's just from overtime, just banging around. So it wasn't a specific play. It wasn't like a one.
They just said you'd be too much of a chance to play it.
Yeah,
play anymore.
Dealing with like because you're getting arm goes numb randomly, practice game, pretty much.
So it was just. Yeah. Did you have to get surgery on it?
No surgery. It was just if I continue playing, it's just going to worsen the condition.
That had to be a tough decision,
there's a
huh?
little bit stuff you could do nowadays, but 2018, you can get like a surgery, but there's still a chance that there could still be an error or issue after.
How hard was that to make that decision?
Shoot, it was by far the worst thing I experienced. It's kind of like if you have a dream, and you're 6 months away from accomplishing it, you just got to play one more season, and you go do what you've always played for, trained for, played through all the injuries for, and you're right there. So,
financial independence for the rest of your life.
Exactly. You talk about, at that time I'm projected first round pick, even after all the injuries. Like I still had a first round grade, the whole nine. So it was just like one more season, just play.
And the doctors wouldn't let you, or was it your decision?
No, the doctors didn't advise me to get cleared, based off what they saw previously. When I first got to the University of Miami, like the previous scans and where it is now, like it was deteriorating, and it wasn't going to get better by playing football. So that was where it was like, okay, well, let's just use like logic. NFL is obviously let's say a tougher game than college, right? Stronger, faster people.
Yeah, more chance to get hurt.
Just more impact. So there's not really a situation where it's going to improve, right?
We can go play flag football in the Olympics.
Hey, I've seen the flag. As a matter of fact, I do a little flag just for fun. Nas, that's like a team.
Damn, I might start a team just to get you.
Yeah,
I'll be all pro again, just throwing to you.
It's hard. It's so funny because I play it. It's so hard to. I almost feel bad if I like tap into like that mindset, because like right now, like I'm nice, I'm cool, but it's like when I put the helmet on, like I turn into like another beast. So on the flag field, it's like different because like it's no contact, obviously. There's like like a lot of rules. So I play it for fun, but it's like weird to like not get into like that competitive mode. So it's different, but it's fun. I enjoy it.
When you go out there and play flag, do people have any idea who you are or what you're doing?
No, I mean,
so you go by them.
Only people that do find out is when I go up top, and then everyone just looks, and people are like, all right, that guy obviously
like, why come you're not in the league, bro?
You did something. Like there's no like it's not like one of us. Like clearly you played at some Division I school or something, because like clearly you're big.
I played a lot of flag football in my day, and you would run across guys like that, and you just see him out there. You're like, that guy. He's not like the rest of us slow white guys. That's different over there. You played. Then you hear the story, and you're like, okay, of course. And they're running around. But
flag is competitive though. People.
Well, look what happened when the NFL players played against the best flag football players. They lost.
Yeah, I played against a lot of guys that the quarterback got one of the teams I played on. Nico. It's a whole nother ball. They'll have you looking silly. Like you can be a 5-time Pro Bowler, all that. You get out there and they have
a different game.
Crazy. Yeah, for sure.
It's a little different game. The precision of that game at the highest level is insane.
Yeah,
it's insane. I remember the first time I ever saw a no-look pass was not from Patrick Mahomes. It was from flag football. We did all that stuff. We did behind the back. We did no-look passes, all that stuff, because you're not worried about getting hit. You can do that shit.
Yeah.
So when they did it in the pro, I'm like, people are like, oh my God. I'm like, seen that before. I've seen that before. It's doable, but it's fun. It's fun to watch. All right, I want to talk a little bit of college football now. We were talking off air about the Brendan Sorsby thing. Gambling, obviously, in any sport, will absolutely destroy the credibility of the sport. That's why Pete Rose is not in the Hall of Fame. I mean, you can beat your wife, you can do all, and you still get into the Hall of Fame. But you gamble, it can wreck the sport. It can absolutely wreck the sport. Now we have a starting quarterback of a national championship contender, Brendan Sorsby, who is going to play football, has an injunction to play. And because the NCAA suspended him, but he challenged it in court and got the injunction. His court date's not till February, so he'll likely get to play the whole year. And it's a addicted, self-admitted, addicted to gambling quarterback. I mean, what are we doing?
Insane.
What are we doing?
Like I said, I've seen people get booted for less, way less. I'm talking about like a meal, or like you're off the team. Or
we used to suspend somebody for selling their bowl cleats,
or your jersey, whatever. Like you're cooked. You're done for. So, and that was like a thing that every compliance like office throughout college football, like you're gonna have your meetings every year, and they're gonna go through all the do's and don'ts. and it was like a firm line. Like there's zero tolerance for it.
And let's
So,
just be honest, that was a lot of bullshit.
yeah,
That was
they
a lot.
should've-
That was ridiculous. The
yeah,
way they were doing
They were
that.
overboard.
But
I remember being
this-
scared as a recruit, like coming in. I remember like always like overly thinking about like, okay, I can't do that, or
Yeah,
fan
it was
wants to do
ridiculous.
this. Like a fan wants to take a pic, like make sure I'm doing the right things because there's like no one wants to get suspended and miss games,
Right.
So
Yeah, and for stupid stuff that
exactly
was ridiculous. But we've gone totally over the other part of the line. I mean, when you were at UM, you told me players were gambling, but not on football.
Yeah, guys bet, just use a bookie or stuff like that. But
Yeah.
it was like,
And it happens everywhere,
yeah,
by the
we
way.
talking
We're not
like
pointing the finger at
UFC.
UM. It happened at FSU. I know guys that were doing it. So yeah.
yeah, everybody does. It's just the UFC fight comes
Yeah.
up, things like that, or the Super Bowl, right? Certain things. It wasn't like a addiction, more so just
Right.
like out of fun. Just to
Everybody
see.
did it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But betting on your own team and admitting or having to go to like a place for rehab,
Yeah.
is like so far out of left field that I don't even know how this is even possible.
Yeah.
Like I know Texas Tech wants to compete, right? NIL, they probably paid them a lot of like money, all that. I get it, but for the integrity of the game, like you got a dude that's addicted to. You don't think he's going to do it again? Like, or
Of course he
like
is.
he's going to. Like people have slips. Like if you're an alcoholic, sometimes you slip, right? Or like who's to say he doesn't have a slip this season? Then what happens?
Yeah. And people say, well, you can track his money. Well, he had other people betting for him.
Yeah.
You don't think a quarterback of a football team can't find his buddy at the dorm? Oh, Brandon Sorsby wants me to make bets for him. Sure, I'll do that. Right.
And he was betting with a lot of money.
Yeah.
I've bet on a Hard Rock bet.
Yeah.
Like talking about like last year. And I remember my girlfriend was like, hey, like you need to stop. And I'm talking about $10 bets, like something minor. She's like, you took my credit card. No. And if
listen,
this
it's
guy's
ruining a lot of young kids.
90 grand on betting is like, I don't think like that's like as an athlete, that's crazy. Like,
And trust me, it's way more than that. If he's been making millions, which I think he has in his NIL, he ain't bet 90,000.
Yeah,
I can assure you of that.
Because it's easy to deposit a fund. Like when I don't think people realize how easy it is to like place a bet and like just transfer the money like quickly. Apple Pay, like now it's integrated Apple Pay and all that stuff. So it's, I mean, before you know it, $100 here, 1,000 on this game, 1,000. You do the math. At 2 points, it's probably way more than 90 grand.
Way more than 90 grand. That's just my guess. All right, so let me a couple more questions. So you look at the current state of football in the state of Florida, okay? Because you followed it all your life. I'm sure Florida and FSU recruited you as well. So Miami is just like head and shoulders above what's going on. It's definitely at Florida State. Even though it was kind of a close game this year, it really wasn't that close. And Florida seems to be getting great recruiting, but they can't put it together on the field. Schedule's tough. Coaching hasn't been good. Why is Miami got the right formula right now? What are they doing that the other teams aren't? Besides, and I know money's part of it, but it's more than that.
Yeah, I think people underestimate Mario Cristobal is just like one recruiting even before NIL. Like just his days learning from Nick Saban.
He's really good.
He's a really, really good recruiter. And that I think that's what separates us from a lot of these teams that every year we're recruiting at a high level. So we're bringing in the talent and then not just bringing it in, we're actually developing. If you just look at Francis Mauigoa, he just first round pick, Ruben Bain. These are all guys.
Ruben Bain.
Yeah, Ruben Bain.
You got Jason Taylor teaching your rush ends.
Exactly. Like we have legit like coaching development on the staff. And I think that's what's separating. Because it's all good to sign these 5-star kids, but if you can't improve their game, right, what is it worth? And I think we've proven that now. These guys are coming in, even the freshmen like Bryce Fitzgerald, Malachi Tony. These guys are coming in to the factory essentially, and they're developing early and getting on the field playing, and that's translating to them being first round picks like a Ruben Bain, Mesidor, Francis Mauigoa. So I think that's right now is the real separator. Florida State, with Norvell, they're not doing any development,
100% right.
They were bringing in guys in the portal, and that worked for that 1 year. But just
50 and 60 every year.
Yeah, you look at the totality of all their classes. Like, who are they really developing and putting in the NFL? They're not. And then you can really say the same for like Florida. I think outside Caleb Banks, and that's if he was even a recruit. Same thing. Like, there's just a lack of like development part. Now, I will say Florida, Vernell Brown is the young guy they brought in that's going to be really good. I think he'll be like a first round type talent. Obviously, DJ Lagoy did not work out, which I was on Spaces, Twitter. I'm like, he has a lot to his game, but Florida fans at the time, like, you couldn't tell him anything about Lagway because he won 7 games at the end of the year. And
he looked really good at the
Yeah.
end of that season.
what I also saw, like, the holes in his game as far as
Yeah.
like when teams drop 8 in coverage, I noticed that he starts freezing up. You know, if it's anything that doesn't correlate to rolling out the pocket, he couldn't stand in the pocket like that and deliver over the middle passes. That's one thing I noticed as well. He never was throwing over the middle. It was always on the outside the numbers,
Yeah.
post, goes, rolling out. Nothing sitting in the pocket, throwing a dig route or the middle. It wasn't that.
You got to be able to do that, or the defenses will just eat you alive.
Exactly.
They'll
So-
take everything else away from you.
A lot of his interceptions was coming across throwing over the middle.
Right.
You know, so, you know, but it's just a development thing for a lot of those schools. I think they're just lacking that part of it. And then just recruiting. I think Summerall is doing a better job as far as just signing. He signed a lot of 4-stars, like blue chip guys. So we'll see if he can develop those
And
guys.
keep them.
But I think he's checking box 1 for all the Florida fans. I probably want to hear it. He is checking box 1. He's recruiting and trying to bring in the talent. And then it's just going to be on him to coach, get those guys better.
Yeah, keeping guys is key as well. And I know it must be really difficult for coaches now.
Yeah.
Because if you've got a lot of talent on the field and backing up these guys, and if they don't play, they're going someplace else.
Yeah.
How do you keep, like, Miami seems to have done a really good job of keeping guys around that maybe don't play a ton, but eventually get their chance. That's a really hard thing to do these days. How do they do that?
Yeah. So I think it's similar to how Alabama was able to leverage signing a bunch of 5-stars and you kind of wait your turn.
Yeah.
Because it's like the development part is so essential, and it's like proven that some of these kids are willing to, like, maybe take a little less and not transfer off somewhere else because it's like, I know I'm next up in line. Like,
And then I'll get drafted. Yeah.
I was a freshman, 5-star that came in, let's say like a Hayden Lowe, right? Dang, I didn't play that much. I got injured, right? Or I could go somewhere else, and they're still recruiting. They brought in a Damon Wilson and things like that. Like, am I going to play like the amount of snaps I want to?
Right.
But then you like, well, Bain, Mesidor had a lot of injuries early in his career,
Yep.
But at the end of the day, when it's draft time, he ended up going first round. So I think a lot of these guys are trusting the process and trusting Coach Cristobal, and they're just waiting and trusting in the development part. And it's like, you know what? I'm getting paid a lot of money. What's the rush for me? I can't go to the NFL as a sophomore. So why rush and go transfer off? Like, junior year is when you're eligible anyway. So, or your third year, you're eligible. So I think a lot of guys are just giving him like the trust and development.
Yeah,
and
they're getting it right.
shit.
All right, last question. Ahmmon Richards joining us here, former University of Miami wide receiver. Talk a little college ball here. Obviously, this was a huge year for University of Miami in the draft, and we got 2 of them. And Reuben Bain appears to be the real deal. I don't know how much you know him, and Keontae Scott. I'm really interested. I mean, I don't know how the hell he lasted to the 4th round. I mean, when I went back and looked at his tape, I'm like, wow. And his size, speed, all that. What are we getting in those 2 guys?
Man, Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans for sure. You're gonna love both of those guys. When you talk about like blue collar, hardworking, like tough, like old school type football players, those are those guys for sure. Keontae Scott, a guy that I know he started his career at Auburn. My little brother went to Auburn, so I was kind of familiar with his game. He played early as a freshman there too. But I always knew he was physical in the run game. I know the second year there, he went outside the corner, wasn't really his natural fit, came to Miami, and I had a feeling he was going to be a really good guy in our system. And he turned out to be one of the best players on the defense. Just his impact, it may not show up in the box score every game, but when you're a guy that can turn a run back inside, right, because you're setting the edge, or if you're a guy that can, cover the slot receivers and, get PBUs. Like, for example, we had one against Jeremiah Love in the Notre Dame game, which was going to be explosive play, honestly, if he didn't come and get a PBU on that play. So he's going to make like those impactful plays throughout the game, but it may not always show up in the box score. Then Reuben Bain, I mean, it's as advertised. I've seen it in person from him being a recruit coming to Miami as a freshman when he was dominating early to obviously this past year, and when the whole world now I think knows the game, but he's always had that like edge. He doesn't do too much talking. No social media, games, gimmicks, nothing.
I love that.
He'll quite literally run through your face over and over again, and he won't feel bad about it. He's that type of player. There's no kindness in his heart when it comes to the opposing team at all. So I think he'll fit right in with the culture I think the Buccaneers have, and they're building here.
Draft night, when he walked by the mirror and picked up the hat and just kept going. I was like, that's my man.
Yeah.
That is my man.
Yeah.
Ain't no posing. It's like, let's go to work.
But you know the best part about that?
It's crazy.
The best part about that is that was true emotion.
Yeah,
it wasn't like a fake. It wasn't like that was like
that was
actually
authentic.
him tapping into like that other mindset that like he's about business. And I'm not joking. Like, matter of fact, I thought I should have been a number 1 pick. So it's like that edge he has to like be the best. And I think that shows in his game.
How the hell he went to 15?
I was shocked. Honestly, I mean, as a Dolphin fan, and I'm
with you, brother. I was
reporter,
like, there's no way they're gonna pass on him.
I know we took a tackle or whatever, but I was like, man, Bane is there. Like, no one thought he was falling that far.
Right.
I mean, maybe to 5 or 6, but to like what 15 or like is kind of that's like a blessing for the Buccaneers. You got a top 5 player at 15 for sure.
I'm hopefully have Jason Light on this program soon. And I got to ask him, like, how did you know the Dolphins weren't going to pick Bane? Like how?
Man,
he didn't try to jump, or maybe he did try to jump up. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I had a feeling when I think we had enough assets, draft assets or capital to trade up into like the top, let's say 10 or 7.
Yeah.
To probably try to get him because the arm conversation started coming. And it's like, okay, if he slide into maybe like 5, 6, 7, somewhere in there, you can grab him. But when he was falling and then we're up, like I knew we weren't picking him.
Well, how did you know?
I just feel like if it's a guy you really want, you probably trade up for him like that,
right.
Like when he's falling. And I just think the Dolphins, they're in a rebuild mode. And I think there's so many holes that they looked at. And the GM did mention it a few times that he's like, look, there's a lot of holes, so they're trying to maximize as many picks as possible. So I'm like, you know what?
That's our benefit, the Bucks benefit. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm like, they're going to draft as many guys as they can. They're not going to trade, let's say, a first and a second to move up to like top 10 or something, right? Yeah. I'm like, he kind of stated that he's not doing something like that. So that's why I was like, yeah, they're not going to pick him. So when I saw the Alabama all-lineman,
good for us.
Didn't shake me.
Good for us. It was fun, man. Thanks for jumping in. I appreciate it. Let's do this again.
Yeah, no, for
Thank
sure.
you, man.
I
appreciate it.
Time, man. Thank you.
All right, we'll take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side, and I can't wait to answer some of you jackasses. We're brought to you by the great folks at Auto Insurance, soon to be Gallagher Insurance. So they'll be making a name switch here soon. So be aware of that. But it's going to still be the same great customer service, the same great folks over there, the same great folks that'll do all the work, and you save all the money. Italiano Insurance, 813-877-7799. Back in 3. Stay with us. Well, the folks at Third Generation Plumbing and AC want to say thanks for making them so dadgum busy. Of course, advertising on your favorite Tampa Bay sports talk show helps, but it's their incredible customer service, honesty, and integrity that have earned them tons of 5-star reviews. And now you could be part of the team at Third Generation. Yes, they are so slammed, they need to hire more certified AC technicians and plumbers. It's a great family business to work for. My buddy John Rodriguez runs an old school family business since 1995. They pay well, give you all the holidays off, and they offer great benefits. No cold corporate atmosphere here. You're part of the family. If this sounds cool to you, call them and apply at 813-961-8024, or you can email your resume in at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Just go to the website, you'll see the button, email them, or call them at 813-961-8024. And don't forget about the $169 yearly maintenance special. It's a no-brainer, guys. thirdgenerationplumbing.com, and they also do AC.
Ciao, Paolo Tini here, owner of Caffè Paradiso, voted number 3 People's Choice Award on Open Table. I want to thank all our loyal family of customers that have been enjoying our great traditional Italian dishes we make from scratch every day. It's a great family story we're proud of. Our family moved from Rimini, Italy in 1984. My dad, Caesar, started Donatello, and that's where I got the start in the restaurant business. I started Caffè Paradiso on South McDill in 1995, and we've been there ever since. From our traditional ossobuco, a veal slow roast for 4 hours, to our daily fresh catch, the Gruppo Paradiso, with a piccata sauce and lobster claw meat, homemade pasta like lasagna, farfalle salchicha, which is a bow tie pasta homemade with fresh sausage. Hold on a minute, JP's favorite.
I love it.
So come and have a glass of wine with me on South McDill. Get a reservation on Open Table and see all our 5-star reviews. Ciao, see you soon at Paradiso.
sports fans, it's time to gear up. Head to fanstreamsports.com and check out our brand new merchandise store. We're talking bold t-shirts, 3/4 zips, hoodies, hats, mugs, and more. Everything you need to rep your favorite shows and your favorite crew. Whether you're rolling with the JP Peterson Show in Tampa Bay, From the Rough in Dallas, the Tim May Show featuring Clay Hall, or the Jeff Thidoff Show in Ohio, or any of our FanStream Sports original programming, we've got the perfect look for game day and every day. So don't wait. FanStreamSports.com. Click merch and grab your gear now. Wear the stream, live the stream. FanStreamSports.com.
Welcome to Kingmakers, home of the JP Peterson Show studio and Tampa's premier business networking and social club for members only. By day, it's an exclusive, vibrant co-working space with a stylish conference room, focus rooms, a full production studio, and an in-house marketing team. And by night, Kingmakers transforms into a sports-centric social hub with a full sports bar, golf simulator, and exclusive events. For young entrepreneurs and seasoned professionals, it's the perfect place to work hard, play hard, and make big moves in Midtown Tampa. Close the deal, celebrate the win. Only at Kingmakers. Become a member today at kingmakerstampa.com. Your business, your club. Hey, JP here for my concierge medical professional, Chris Lugo, PA. You've heard him on the show for a couple of years where he shares invaluable medical, nutritional, and supplement advice. With Chris, it's like having a medical provider as your best friend. What I love about this concierge service is the convenience and support he offers. I can text or call him 24/7 with any questions or concerns, and he'll promptly call in a prescription if needed. No office visits or copays required. It gives me peace of mind knowing I have someone genuinely invested in my health, not just focused on insurance profits. And the best part, the Bay Area Modern Medical Center's personal concierge service is more affordable than you might think. Don't let insurance companies dictate your health care. Take control of your health and wellness today. Visit BAMMC.com for more information and to schedule your initial free consultation. Empower yourself and take charge of your personal health with BAMMC.com.
Let's go. Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show, brought to you by the great folks at the Gold and Diamond Source. Father's Day is coming up, right? Guys like shiny things too. So if you're in a market for maybe a gently used Rolex, they have a great selection there. Pre-owned Rolex watches there. They have a great watch entire section there. They've increased the men's section by tons. So go check it out at the Golden Diamond Source for Father's Day as well. Gift cards are available at goldendiamond.com. 3800 Overton Road, always online at thegoldendiamondsource.com. All righty, let's get back to some of the other stuff we were chatting about. Timmy's back. By the way, that's Ahmad has agreed to be our new University of Miami correspondent. Sorry,
Nice.
Danny Boy Kane. Sorry, buddy. You can come in too, though. Well, we'll have both of you guys on.
I'm sure Danny's okay with that.
Yeah, he's a big supporter of Ahmad. Yeah, so
Yeah.
we'll have both those guys, Danny Boy Kane, and because we got to cover Miami football as much as it pains me to do, but they are the class.
Well, they're good right now, so yeah.
They're the class of the state, and it's not even close right now. So
They killed my Aggies last year in the playoffs. I shouldn't even be talking about them.
yeah, they're just. I mean, I thought Ahmad did a great job of just explaining why they're winning the day, not only here in the state of Florida, but just nationally.
Yeah.
They've really done a great job with NIL, but you also got to get Chris Ball great credit for recruiting. And when you combine a good recruiter with money, that's what you get. Florida State has neither. So that's what you get. That's what you get. And I think development, the points he made about development are so absolutely key. Florida State doesn't develop anybody. They just, the best players they've had, like the Jared Verse, they were developed at other programs and then came and played in the 13-0 season. But since then it's been all shit. And it's no secret why. It's no secret why. It all starts at the top.
That was a great perspective, by the way, on recruiting when he was talking about that, about the coaches and what their spills were, and
wasn't that good?
We've never even been recruited by Nick Saban, JP, me and you, and we know that he's one of the best recruiters, right?
I
But
felt like
here-
I just did, though. I thought
Yeah.
Ahmmon did a great job of explaining that.
Yeah.
You know, they orders pizza, and he goes from being hard ass coach to your best friend.
yeah.
You know, the great recruiters. You know, I've talked these stories before. Like Bobby Bowden was just the best. He was the
Absolutely.
absolute best recruiter. And if you ever want to see what a home visit is like, all you got to do is go watch his episode of Evening Shade. When Burt Reynolds asked Bobby to come do that Evening Shade episode. Yeah, remember that? Great show.
Oh, yeah.
And he was recruiting Bert's son on the program, right? So in the script, and I know as I asked Bobby about this, there was no script. Like, you know, because Bert was the producer. He said he don't need no script.
Yeah.
He just said, come in and do your thing.
And
so they
recruit,
just they improvised the whole thing, and it's just TV gold and recruiting gold.
That's awesome.
And you know, Bobby would always like, you know, he'd want your mama to cook so he could go on the show and say, you know, Marvin Jones' mama, she makes the best peach cobbler I have ever had. It'd be like 6 plays go by, you know, and they're just rolling in. Tim and Gene talking about 6 plays, you know, 4 of them were touchdowns. He'd still be, but I've never, ever had peach cobbler like that. I'm telling you. All right, it's 45-16 now. Knowles leading. We just missed 8
3
plays.
scores.
Oh, the
That's
old
awesome,
Bobby
man.
Bowden show. That was a classic, man. Remember all the old coaches show you'd watch us on Sunday morning?
Yes.
That Notre Dame football with Lindsey Nelson, you know. Oh, God, good stuff back in the day. We didn't get
Those
it
were the
all, but
days,
we
man. You don't get that anymore, man. It's
No.
all just straight freaking shows.
All right, to some of our comments, because there are topics I want to hit here, and I'll let them lead with our commentators. Wesley Wright, it's good to see you in here, my friend. Said, hey, JP, go Rays. Hope they win today. Hey, do you think there's still a chance the city might vote for the stadium tomorrow? Or do you think it will be delayed? No, this is something that Ken Hagan said on the show a couple weeks ago. The CRA that was supposed to be voted on today, they're going to do a workshop instead on the Drew Park CRA, I believe. So there'll be some public comment to that. I think everything that needs to be said has been said, quite honestly. Ken Babby will be there, and he'll probably update some of the issues that the city council had before that they've been negotiating behind closed doors. So hopefully where I think it hopefully will go to is Guido Maniscalco had some issues about the CIT and some of the other funding sources and where that money goes. And that's kind of why he voted no. He wanted some clarity on that. So hopefully that's been done. And maybe through some of the give and take tonight at that particular event, or today it might be, we'll get some clues as to how that's going. But again, even with all the negativity within the city commission, that is $180 million of the funding, which I think $100 million is really not in question, at least from what I could tell from the city council. That was, they could see where that money was getting paid back, and they were all good with that. So I think it's the 80 million that's the CIT that they had some issues with, and I don't think this deal gets derailed for 80 million. So as long as the county commission, which was a 5-2, as long as that support stays strong, I think the deal's in good shape. I've texted with Ken Babby in recent weeks, just this last week, and he still feels very optimistic. But we'll see. There's a lot of things going on right now, and a lot of things that still need to be answered, and we'll see where it goes. I'm still optimistic that it gets done, though. JS813 Pooh Shiesty is in this morning. Hello to you.
You just like saying Pooh Shiesty, don't you?
That's why we were late. We had to take a Pooh Shiesty.
We had to take a Pooh Shiesty.
I know Tim hates it, but I'm excited to talk more stadium. Seems like we get something new every day. Yeah, the newest thing today was another article about this Tampa Sports Authority, Hillsborough on Bucks and Rays Stadium. The TSA is coming under attack. There's a lot going on with the TSA. And there's a lot of people on the board, like Patrick Montiega is the TSA chairman. He also writes the La Gaceta. I'll probably be butchering that. But he also runs a very influential paper based out of Ybor City. And, I've seen a lot of people commenting on and sending me text messages, frankly, about some of the comments that he's making, which seem to cross the line of TSA chairman and what he's doing politically in his private life, in his business life. I listen, I have no problem with it. I understand what's going on, but a lot of people do. And it seems like the TSA has been basically running Raymond James Stadium where the Bucks play. That's been their main job, and Benchmark, and also the Yankees. That's in our local facilities, some of the youth facilities. That's what they do, and they do a fantastic job. This is not the board, by the way. The TSA is run by Eric Hart and his staff. Those are the ones that do all the work. The board basically advises and does a lot of things. It's a, I don't want to say a ceremonial thing, but it doesn't have any legislative power, so to speak. It has some, but not a whole lot. They can write strongly worded letters. But this is a group that has been, hanging out at Raymond James Stadium. and doing their thing at Raymond James Stadium where the Bucks play. Of course they're more partial to the Bucks. That's why one of the TSA members has said, listen, we're not the Bucks Sports Authority. Alan Clendenin said that as well. We're not the Bucks Sports Authority. We have to look at the individual deals. And I think there's board members who want to do that. And there are board members that want to be, quote, loyal to the Bucks. I get that. But is that necessarily what's best for the community? I would have to say no. Based on, what are we going to get back from this Rays deal as opposed to the Bucks deal and the Lightning deal? The Lightning deal is $375 million, of which I think $275 is from the city and the county. And that's over the next 10, 20 years. They're going to redo a lot of the different stuff within the arena to keep it up and still running and competitive with all these other arenas to get more shows. And they do over 200 dates. They're one of the busiest arenas in the nation, not just hockey. They do a ton of stuff. They bring, Frozen Fours to town. They bring women's Final Four to town, NCAA basketball, college basketball, tons of events, and not just basketball, obviously concerts. So that brings in a lot more people than the Bucks, like way more. Now, there's not just the Bucks. Obviously, Raymond James Stadium has concerts and all those other things, but that's not Bucks related. That's stadium related. Now, they've got to renovate it and keep it competitive to get the BTSs and the Taylor Swifts and all these other concerts. So it all goes into kind of the same thing. But the bottom line is they do, I don't know, what is it? Maybe 8 to 10 Bucks games a year, right? If they do playoffs. And there's bowl games, and there's the ReliaQuest Bowl, there's Gasparilla Bowl, and then there's all the concerts and stuff. So it's probably 25, 30 dates a year. Whereas this Rays Stadium would be close to 160 with all the ancillary events. We don't know exactly. And then Benchmark is that. So there's way more dates and way more people. They put heads in beds and things like that. So obviously, you look at the economic impact studies, and it's way more than just the baseball stadium. So if you're looking at it from a TSA standpoint and what's best for the community, where we're going to get the most bang for the buck, how can you possibly even think that the Bucks Stadium is going to bring you more than these other venues? It's not about the teams. It's about what it does for the community. So
it's about the other amenities that you're getting with the stadium is the kind
right.
of thing that matters.
Right. And I think what they should be looking at more is like how do we make the city and the county and everything better, not just what's best for the Bucks. And I love the Bucks, but I don't think the Bucks are leaving. I don't think the NFL wants to leave this market. I don't think they're going to leave this market based on not getting another, because what we're talking about here is $200 to $300 million more over the next 15, 20 years. The Bucks are going to leave because of that? No, I don't think so. And again, what the Bucks asked for was their first salvo. we want 2/3 because the Lightning got 2/3 of the renovation. Well, totally different amounts of money, totally different situations. So I don't think that's a quote precedent. And again, if you look at what the Rays are doing, they're investing $8 to $10 billion and asking for less than $1 billion. Are the Bucks doing that? No, they're not. So again, love the Bucks, love the Lightning. I work for them, and I love the Rays, but they're three different situations. And as you know, my personal feelings about the Lightning or the Bucks, I love the Bucks, right? I don't love one of my kids better than the other. One of them pays me.
Yeah, you do.
One of them pays me, so that's kind of cool. But I still, if I was on the TSA, I would have to, recuse myself, like perhaps some people on the TSA board should be doing. I would have to recuse myself for a conflict of interest, because again, you should have the county and the city's interest at mind, not the Bucks. That's my opinion for what it's.
And sometimes they can go hand in hand and be mutually beneficial. It's just how it is.
Danny Boy Kane says, those in West Tampa, get off your asses and go to the Drew Park CRA meeting tonight at HC from 5:30 to 7 o'clock. I might drop by there just to see what's going on tonight, see what's happening.
It's quite a drive for you, isn't it?
No, not tonight. No, it's actually about 5 minutes from here.
Oh, okay.
Pooh Shiesty says, I need to support Zalupski, or as John Morgan says, his good friend, the Dream Fighters home guy. Yeah. He continues to support the stadium. We all we need to send Charlie Miranda email. I wouldn't send him any email. It's a waste of time. It's his number one. He doesn't do email.
Doesn't know how.
Send some, maybe if you send some smoke signals up.
Send a telegram.
A telegram. Maybe he'll get that.
Western Union.
Snail mail.
Does anybody know how to send snail mail anymore? My kids don't even know what a stamp is.
Chip Clark says, I want to know the meat and potatoes if the ballpark gets built. Who is paying for what and who gets what revenue between the Rays, county, and city? I think those are legitimate questions. Absolutely, they're legitimate questions. 100%. I can give you kind of a primer here real quick. I'll do it in 30 seconds. Here's the deal. The Rays are putting in 8 to 10 billion total, okay? They're putting in over 1.2, almost 1.3 billion to build the stadium. They're asking for 976 from the county and the city. Okay. What does the city get back and the county get back from that? These are projected based on 3 separate studies that were done by legitimate independent companies that do this as their specialty. And this is how things get funded. They do projections, and they project based all their algorithms and real estate market studies and all that stuff that they do, that this will bring about 2.8 at the lowest. That's the lowest. One of the studies said $6 billion in revenue will come back, in tax revenue will come back to the cities and counties. The lowest one was 2.8 billion. So you would get a 2.8 billion. So a return on the 976 that you put in. And that's based on property taxes. That's based on tourism money coming in. That's actually, it's not even just the tourism money. The economic impact at the lowest was 55 billion. At the highest, it was 70 billion. Some say 100 billion. Okay, just in over 35 years, the life of the stadium. So, and that comes back in property taxes and the real estate that they're going to build that doesn't exist now. Okay, commercial real estate that will not be exempted by new property taxes. So that property tax money that you're looking to add will come through in the biggest way you could possibly do it, in the 8 million square feet. Plus, there are TIF taxes, CRA taxes as well. That money spent in that area and development costs will come back to the taxpayer as well. That's the simple way to put it. So you get your money back in tax revenue, and you also get all the economic impact. And that, again, so when you put 976 in to build 966 to build the stadium, where's that 976 going? It's going into the pockets of your constituents, because the Rays are going to use local companies to build this wherever they can. So the local construction companies, the local cement folks, the local electricians, plumbers, blah, 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 that's where the money's going. So right back into your own economy. It's not going into the pockets of the billionaires like everybody wants to make you think. That money is going into the pockets of your constituents. So the money that you're putting out actually stays right here in your community. There's no better way to invest, folks. There just isn't. It's why this is such a good deal. And all of the opponents' things, I can shoot holes in everything they say. It's not hard. And that's what you have to understand is commissioners understand this stuff, or at least the county does, and some of the city. And the ones who don't, I could make a case that their arguments are political in nature or agenda driven. Thank you. Ding, ding. All right. Is Johnny coming on today?
No, he is not. He's traveling right now.
Okay.
We are Johnny free today.
All right. Well, then we can, let's take a break. We'll come back and we'll get into some other stuff. Whatever you guys want to talk about, you drive the conversation. So I'm just answering your questions. And Timmy's got some stuff I'm sure he wants to get to as well. So quick break. We're brought to you by the great folks at thirdgenerationplumbing.com. Hot. It's getting hot. You need your AC unit to be working in tip-top condition. How do you do that? You call the good folks at Third Generation Plumbing. They also do AC. And they will send out their team twice a year for the maintenance special. $169. That's it. Twice a year, they will come out and make sure your drain line is clean, top off everything that needs to be topped off, and make sure everything is in working condition, clean out some of the stuff that maybe will screw up your unit inside and outside. It's worth it, folks. ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com. Get the maintenance special. And if you need a new unit, American Standard Heating and Cooling, they are their partners and the best in the business. They are the most efficient. They're the most durable. Florida made, folks. That is what they are. So give them a call at ThirdGenerationPlumbing.com. Back in 3. JP here for Genesis of Tampa and the Murphy Auto Group. I think the best way to experience a business is to use that business. And I just did at Genesis of Tampa. Just bought a GV70, a 2023, and it feels and drives all new. It's an absolutely fantastic car. The technology, the comfort, and the price, absolutely outstanding. Frankly, I never thought I could get into a car like this, but they made me a deal I could not refuse. And I also get the VIP service where you can just drive right up, their pit stop service. They'll top off all the fluids, make sure your air in your tires is good, new wipers if you want them. If you need extended service, they will come to you, bring you a courtesy car, and then bring your car back. What more do you want? The experience was just VIP all the way. And you can get that at Genesis of Tampa. And don't forget, you can get extended warranty, which I did. So I have worry-free miles up to 100,000, and all they do is just take it in. Actually, I don't have to take it in. They come to me. It's perfect. It's Genesis of Tampa right there, 801 East Bears Avenue, right off of 275. Go see them and tell them JP sent you. As the Rays enjoy being back in their Tropicana Field home this season that was ravaged by Hurricane Milton, Italiano Insurance wants to remind us all how important it is to be properly insured. 40% of you are underinsured. That can mean financial disaster. Let the experienced and friendly agents at Italiano shop your policies for the best price and the right coverage. Italiano saved me over $1,000 on our auto insurance last year, over $500 on our homeowners insurance. They can do the same for you. That's a grand slam. Might as well get a double play by adding flood insurance and business insurance to your portfolio. Cost less than you think, and trust me, you do not want to risk your home or personal wealth. That's a whiff. So step up to the plate and call 813-877-7799 and chat with our all-star agents at Italiano Insurance, or call our Boca Grande office at 941-964-0400. Hey, the Golden Diamond Source wants to be your family jeweler, so don't wait any longer to find that one-of-a-kind perfect engagement ring for that special someone in your life. At the Golden Diamond Source, they can design anything you want personally. The Golden Diamond Source can help you trade in your old broken jewelry and use it towards a new purchase as well. And with gold prices at record high, now is the best time to do it. They only sell natural diamonds at the Golden Diamond Source, so if it's a real love, it should be a real natural diamond. Don't start your relationship with a fake diamond. Bad idea. And with the Golden Diamond Source first-time buyer program, you can learn all about the 4 C's in all the different shapes and styles. And they are able to show you a huge selection of inventory to choose from. And don't forget, 0% financing for up to 5 years. If you finance $5,000, it's only $83 a month. Make sure it's a Golden Diamond Source Diamond, 3800 Almerton Road, always online at goldendiamond.com.
It's a love you give only at Golden Diamond Source.
Hey guys, you already know that Riveters is the best sports bar in all of Tampa Bay, but now it gets even better for Rays baseball season. During all Rays games, check this out, $6 Tito's, $6 Jack, $6 margaritas, all during Rays games. Are you kidding me? And that's always a great pour from the great bartenders at Riveters. Great service, great food, everything is fresh, nothing is frozen. And let me tell you, if you want baseball and wings, you will not find any better than Riveters. Their sauces, like the blue cheese and the ranch and everything, is handmade, and the wings are big and they're perfect. Wings, baseball, Rays, Riveters. It all comes together during baseball season. Once again, in addition to all the great food and service, you get $6 Tito's, $6 Jacks, $6 margaritas. It's time to celebrate. Baseball season is back, and celebrate at Riveters. You know where it is, right there on Dale Mabry, just north of 275, just south of the stadium. See you there at Riveters. Pitch Roofing believes giving back is part of doing business the right way. That's why they proudly offer exclusive discounts to those who gave the most to our communities, including veterans, first responders, seniors, and teachers. And for listeners of the JP Peterson Show, there's even more good news. Pitch Roofing is now offering a special discount just for fans of the show. With so many roofing companies coming and going in Florida, it's important to choose a contractor you can count on long after the job is done, especially when it comes to honoring your warranty. Pitch Roofing is built for the long haul with a reputation for quality, transparency, and standing behind their work. Whether it's a repair or a full replacement, their team delivers honest guidance, quality workmanship, and no high-pressure sales. Call 727-67-PITCH, 727-677-4824, or visit pitchroofing.com to schedule a free estimate.
Pitch roofing, roofing done right.
Let's go.
Right now, back to the show on FanStream Sports.
All right, welcome back to the JP Peterson Show. Here's we roll on. Brought to you by the great folks at Italiano Insurance, now part of Gallagher Insurance. They will be doing a name change, but it's going to be the same great company that you've dealt with for over 60 years here locally. Great customer service, humans answering the phone, all that good stuff. Italiano Insurance, they do all the work. You save all the money. Great folks over there. So look for the name change, but still the great same company that you've dealt with for many, many years. Love the folks over there at Italiano and now Gallagher Insurance. All right. I'm going to turn it over to you guys here today. So let's just go through the comments and we could talk about what you guys want to talk about. How's that? Alex Nunn says, JP, you ain't going to like me, but as I've been saying, Junior has a lot to learn. He wasn't hustling out of the box, but he's been doing a lot of boneheaded common sense crap. I agree. I mean, listen, I kind of said that earlier. Me and Big O had a little conversation about his home run trot, which to his, I think, benefit has been sped up and there's a lot less shenanigans going on. And I think that's a good thing.
Probably been talked to, right? Like somebody probably said something. Yeah.
Yeah. And you know what? He accepted it. And that's maybe something that Wander never did. This is a guy that wants to do the right thing. And he's also very caught up. And listen, there's probably a lot of stuff coming at Junior right now. And he is a budding superstar, and not just here. It's, the Latin world knows who Junior Caminero is, and he is as big as it gets. And there's a lot of attention that comes along with that. A lot of people want a piece of you, and it's to keep the main thing. The main thing is going to be hard. So, and I think there's a little bit of showmanship there, which we like, but it's got to be done the right way. I think you're 100% right, Alex. I have a problem like last night, and we've seen this a couple times. He'll hit the ball really, really hard, and it doesn't go out of the yard, and he's kind of staring it down. Even for a beat or two last night, that could have cost him big because he had to hustle into second base. And then when he probably could have got in standing if he takes off right out of the box. And that awkward slide, he almost hurt his left hand. I'm surprised he didn't. And I would not be. Let me check to see if he's in the lineup today. Stand by for. Okay. It's Bennett versus Rasmussen. There's the Boston lineup, but we don't have a Rays
I
lineup
see Diaz, Caminero, Simpson.
So he's in.
Valade, Slater, Mullins, Williamson, Fortes, Pulish.
Sure that's not last night's?
Oh, you are correct. Yeah. That's weird. It says under it. It says today, but it actually says June 9th under that.
So we don't have a Rays lineup yet.
Yeah, Rasmussen and Bennett. You're correct. Yes.
So, but I see the Boston lineup, but I do not see the Rays lineup yet.
Yep.
So we'll keep you posted on that.
As usual, they turned it in later than everybody else.
Yeah. So no, I'm with you on that, Alex. I think there's room for him to learn. He's got to learn when to not attack balls on the ground, baseballs on the ground, when Taylor Walls is behind him, because we've made a couple of errors there. But again, he's 20, just turned 22. He just turned 22. Most kids are in the minors for another 2 or 3 years. So he's learning a little bit on the job in the field, and I think he can become a great defender, and he works his ass off at it. So I think it's okay to point out some of his misgivings or things that he needs to learn. That's fine, as long as we keep it respectful and don't trash the kid. I'm not saying you are, Alex, but I just think there's going to be a learning process. He also says, my biggest complaint last night is how god-awful Mullins is. It's such a terrible signing. You strike out, get a free pass, and still get out on dumb shit. Yeah, last night he struck out and on a ball that was right down the middle of the plate that the catcher somehow didn't catch, and he got on base. It was because he ran to first. He was alert and ran to first. Yeah, he plays every day, and he's terrible offensively. But we got too many injuries right now. I don't think there's any place for us to go. Who are you going to put in there? Victor Mesa? What's he doing? So, yeah, I think once we get DeLuca back, I think his at-bats will decrease dramatically. James says, hey, guys, just a comment about Baker and the Bucs organization. This is the same group who had zero problem firing Dungy and Gruden, yet they did not fire Bowles. This is about money, which is why Baker is gone. Sad. He also continued, says, your show is the only show that's real and states facts. You have Stroud always giving Stu a pass. He's a joke. Keep being honest. You are a rare breed. I thank you about that. I really appreciate that. We do take a lot of shit. We got a lot of haters because we call people out. And
because the opinion of JP is not always the popular opinion. And that's a lot of the reasons other radio shows and your mainstream terrestrial radio guy, corporate radio, is they live by a standard and they're told what to say and they're not allowed to think for themselves. And that's why, and that's not where we are.
And listen, I want to be fair. And I think Rick Stroud does a fantastic job on the Bucs. And, he has a podcast. It's a very popular podcast and well supported by the TBT. So, and obviously I have issues with the TBT. So he and I don't see eye to eye on everything, and that's fine. But I think, Rick is an award-winning journalist and does a great job on the Bucs. And he and Steve do a great job on their podcast. We do it, and we just do something different here. But I tell people all the time, I would listen to that podcast. I listen to that podcast all the time. So I think Rick does a great job. But there are other people in the marketplace that are doing other things and doing it well. And we try to point that out. I think Pewter Report does a great job. Joe Bucks fan does a great job. We got a lot of really good podcasts in this marketplace. The best Rays podcast is the Big O Show. I think that, we're trying to grow that. And it's, I think by far, nothing against the other Rays podcast, but the dude played in the league and was a commentator for ESPN. I mean, he's done the biggest of the big, and he's really good at what he does. And you can listen to that and get the best Rays analysis, I think. And I'm biased. I'm not trashing anybody else. I just think he's the best. And I guess sometimes when you say like that's the best, people take offense to it,
Well, and people overuse that term a lot too.
Yeah. By the way, Chip Clark, I think I answered your question. Maybe not in your time, but I think I talked about the meat and potato. He was commenting earlier before I answered it. I just didn't answer it. Yeah. We don't get your comments like right away, by the way. Some of you are listening on delay. So if it doesn't come right to you, that's why. We're not trying to avoid anything here. And we can't get to all of them because we get hundreds per day. We get hundreds and hundreds. So we're trying to give you a lot of leeway right here. But thank you for jumping in. I really appreciate that. And asking tough questions. Just be respectful. That's all. We'll answer anything.
We'll get them.
Alejandro says, Valade gives me vibes of a true utility player vibes that could play infield, outfield, which is something we haven't had since Ben Zobrist was on the team. Valade is making a good case to stay here. You're damn right. Great comparison. Zobrist obviously was switch hitter, maybe a little bit more pop, but I think the more at-bats that guy gets, he's valuable. He's really, really valuable. Jeff Stutler says, JP proud to be a Peterman and keep speaking up and calling out politicians like Wostock and Miranda and fighting for a better Tampa. I appreciate that, partner. And I hope people understand that. My passion is for Tampa Bay sports and what's best for Tampa Bay. And I think if people want to think I have an agenda for this stadium, I've been pushing this to be in Hillsborough County for 20 years and wishing and hoping and praying for an ownership group like this that could make it happen. That's why I'm for it. I was for this way before these guys got here. They don't pay me any money. You can say I have an agenda. It's not an agenda. I'm passionate about something for years. For people that have totally changed their tune on publicly sponsored stadiums like the TBT has, they were all for the St. Pete deal, which was a horrible boondoggle for that city. Horrible. And they were all for it. And now they poke holes in everything in this Tampa deal. That's not consistent. So therefore, I say agenda-driven. My opinion. Okay? Just my opinion. And I think I back it up with what I just said. You want to come at me for an agenda? You're being paid. You're wrong. You're absolutely 100% wrong. What's next? So there you go. Alex said, I wasn't trying to upset you. I was just sharing the negative feedback. I'm a Peterman for life. Listen, Alex, trust me, I know. You don't have to remind me. You don't have to remind me. I get it. Yeah, so whatever. Poosh Ice-T says, you have enemies? Good. It means you stood up for something. That's right. That's 100% right. History will say that. See, look at this guy. You're going off. You can't be a realist if you won't talk about it. I talked about it. I just didn't get to it in your time. So I'm hoping later on down here, Chip, there's an apology for all you for yelling at me for not answering it. I just didn't get to it right away. So I'll look for that later on down here. James says, if Stu remained owner, fine, but we have new owners and they are willing to pay half and have a true public-private partnership. Stu never wanted that. It would be a really bad look for the community if this fails. 100% agree. He wasn't even willing to pay half or even close to half. Andre All Day says, PK Subban went into Diddy's closet to wear the outfit.
God,
I thought it was more like a genie. It was kind of a genie thing, the high waistband and the collar thing.
The blouse. I mean, it was 100% a blouse that he had on. That was a blouse.
Listen, can I just say that I like people that are outside the box. And I think there's something about PK that he can pull it off. And I think the other part is he's such a fucking great analyst. I love his work.
Yeah.
He's so, I don't give a shit if he's wearing a Speedo. Please don't. But
I mean, he could probably pull it off.
I don't know. Yeah, probably better than the guys I saw on the cruise. That's for goddamn sure. Like, dude, what are you doing? Like, nobody wants to look at that. Go put some fucking clothes on, will you? You and your Speedo. Get out of here with that. Good God.
What, you weren't wearing a Speedo on your cruise? I thought that's the whole reason you go on those things, so you can get by with what you want.
Man, I'll just say this about cruise ships is like people have no shame in their game. No shame in their game.
They don't care.
I'm like, damn, girl.
Like, I'm never going to see these people again.
They have no shame in their game. There you go. I mean, that's not horrible, but he's good. Whatever. He's good at what he does. I don't care what he's wearing. I mean,
it's always a topic of conversation, what he's wearing. I mean, I get it.
Well, it's funny, but I don't know. It bothers me with other people sometimes that do it, because most other people that do it for outlandish, like that's just because they have no substance, right? So they have to be all flash, and then that it looks stupid to me. he's got great substance. So that doesn't bother me.
And that's why he gets away with it. And
Yeah.
I'm just saying, PK, what do we do? And then there was this. Do you remember this?
What are you talking about? Messier's pink blazer?
Oh, he had that on. Like, he wears that every show. I feel like he had the pink on last night too.
Yeah, that's a lot there.
Oh.
That's getting into Elton John categories right there. That's a lot. Like when you're overflowing your medium shot like into your partners, your feathers are so big that you're infringing upon the airspace of your co-commentators. I think that's a little much. All right. That'll be my guide. Sinzo says TBT would completely agree with PK Subban's outfit last night. I'm not sure what that means, but I think I agree with it.
It's kind of funny though. Whatever it means, it's funny.
Boo Shiesty says JP was a flag football all-star in elementary school. Damn right. What have you not learned this yet?
I'm going to brag a little. I was an all-pro at every sport in elementary school.
Hey, intramural champion, bitches. Florida State University. Get you some of that. I got the T-shirt. Yeah, I do. We're fraternity champions and intramural champions. That's something. That's a thing. Is
it? Or did you make it a thing?
No, it was a thing. Hey, listen, they had to make up rules because for some of the shit that we were running. They had to cut because we were having so much success. They said you can't go under center anymore. What do you mean? Why are you making rules now? It was like the tush push. We were having so much success. They had to. I said no, sorry. That's our rules. Yeah. So there's a 5-yard cushion for the rusher, right? And there was a 5-yard like intermediate zone in flag football. So I said, well, if I get up under center and take a direct snap, I can hit any one of my 5 guys off the line in stride going through the defense because it's an automatic 5 cushion. Now, if you take a long snap, you can't do that. So I went right up and I was underhanding it too. I would snap it and just to the right or to the left, like underhand pitches, have 2 fast guys right next to me and they're going up the field as an automatic 7, 8, usually 20 yards. So then you can't do that. I'm like, well, the rule book does not forbid it. So we're doing it. Look at that. See, that's Don Cherry-esque there.
That's very Don Cherry-esque right there.
Yeah. Michael LaRue reminds our friend Ahmmon that the Miami Hurricanes have never won the ACC football championship since joining the conference in 2004. That is correct. So we got that to hang our hat on at FSU. We've got 100 of them. They got none, but we still suck. Andre Alday says, really? I thought JP was a powder puff football all-star. Oh, well, I did coach the AD Pie powder puff team to a championship in sorority football, thanks to our local product, Michelle Rhodes here. Michelle making the big show here today. Still one of my good friends here, lives in Tampa, very popular person. Michelle was a great athlete. And I was smart enough to say, just take the ball and run. They can't catch you.
Just run.
Just run. Run through all those girls because you're way better than all of them. Brilliant coaching. Absolutely.
JP, this is still the best thing he's ever worn right here.
That looks sharp.
Still the best thing he's ever worn.
That looks sharp. He never won a cup, did he?
No.
Because he wore that jersey.
Well, and he also wore the Nashville jersey, the Devils jersey, any team that he played for. Good Lord.
Yeah, no chance in that one, though. Ronnie Reed says, keep your head up, JP, about the stadium for the Rays. I'm with you. I don't believe the deal will die, though, over $80 million. Look, again, it may die over something else. All I can tell you is what I know, and I don't get distracted by all. And I've said this. You guys have to understand the media business. People have figured out when they saw my videos getting, what the hell is this guy talking about that gets 150,000 views? The Rays Stadium. Oh, so if I do one, I'll get, yeah. So everybody's doing them now. And every time they talk about the deal falling apart, they get even more. Look, my good friend Brody Brazil has made a business on it.
Yeah.
Good for him. I totally get it. but you watch because it's falling apart, or so you think. I deal in the realities, not the sensational stories. So,
and that's a choice.
If that makes me the bad guy, so be it. Yes, Gene Deckerhoff did host the Bobby Bowden show forever, and it was just the great. And he didn't have to talk at all. The only time Gene didn't talk, and yeah, that show was great. That show was outstanding. JS Pusheisty says we're going tarps off at the next city council meeting to help get the stadium vote to go our way. I'm for it. I'm in for the big vote in July. There you go. For the big vote in July, I'll just like that. Me and Timmy. It's exactly how we look with our shirts off.
That's exactly
100%. That is not AI.
Nope.
At all. That is not
real.
AI. We do it for you now, but it's not much time left.
Yeah, I don't want to take my shirt off right now.
Kurt Thorson said, I loved how Commissioner Christine Miller warned TSA members to stay in their lane or be removed. That was a shot. That was a brave shot over the bow. And of course, the TBT, could easily expose lots of conflicts of interest on the TSA board. It would not be hard to do. But they zero in on Christine Miller and try to point out that she's a Republican tied to DeSantis, tied to the group. And that's where they stopped. This is what I'm talking about. And I know the TBT folks, they get mad at me, but explain that. They will always put in every story that Ron DeSantis got $250,000 from Patrick Zalupski, every single one. And Christine Miller contacted or close to DeSantis, Zalupski, make the connection. Okay. What about all the other ones on the board? And you know exactly what I'm talking about. Let's do a story on that. You won't. So I get to make these claims. Until you balance it out, I'm bringing facts to the table. Where is it? Doesn't support the narrative, does it? Nope. Tell me I'm wrong. Andre, this is why I have enemies. This is why I have enemies. This is why. And I'm okay with it. As long as it doesn't affect my business, which at this point, my all those great advertisers, you support me, support them. Support them because they're doing something. Andre Alday says, if women get involved in the tarps off fiasco, then the new Tampa Bay rate vote will go our way. I don't know if we need to call it a fiasco.
Why is it a fiasco?
Fiasco has a negative connotation on it, right? I would not think that would be a fiasco. Women getting involved in tarps off. Ashley keeps asking me, how come you guys get to do it and we don't? I'm like, honey, keep those things covered. I said, no. You keep those things covered. Only I get to see those things. And the guy who put them on. Thank you, Dr. Diaco. Fabulous work. Fabulous work. But not even you get to see them anymore. No more follow-ups.
I've always liked men, but suddenly I was questioning myself.
3 years after the surgery, we don't need any follow-ups, Doc, okay? Oh, God.
I'm in the wrong business.
I'm not saying it was the doctor that wanted to follow up, but you know what I'm saying?
Right.
No, honey, you can't go back for follow-up. Sorry. It's not
every
happening.
week for the next 4 years. I just need to check these things out a little bit.
No. I'll be doing the follow-ups from here on in.
I'll tell you if there's a problem.
If there's any lumps, I'll find them. Yeah, don't worry. I got it, Doc.
Regular exams.
Yeah. Poosh Shiesty says, don't forget about Peso Pluma concert at Benchmark International Arena. That's right. How many millions of people did that bring in?
3.
Good morning to you, Doug Batista. In fact, that there's a session on the CRA tonight, and the county hired an outside law firm to assist with definitive documents. Gives me reason to believe that all parties are working to get it done. Oh, my God, Doug. Are you bringing facts to the table and not some sensationalized piece of shit? How dare you bring facts to the table, Douglas? My God. May God have mercy on your soul, bringing facts to the table.
How dare you?
How dare you? Pooh Shiesty says, I'm about to send Charlie Miranda a Pony Express.
My God.
Or how about some Morse code? Andre Alday says for Charlie.
Did you have to learn Morse code in school? We had to learn Morse code like in
Yeah, we did.
grade. Yeah.
Talk about useless stuff to learn. I just think it's fascinating that they used to do that.
And
They could send
understood it.
complicated, they could send complicated messages by dash. I'm like, how do you know when one dash ends to the other one starts?
Yeah.
I don't know, but they did it. Very what do you call it? My words are hurting today. JP, your show will be banned in other countries. Right or wrong? Freedom of speech, USA. That's right. Thank you, Man Bear Pigs. Yes, if it wasn't for our freedom of speech, I would listen. We've talked about a lot of stuff on this particular show, especially during COVID, and we were shouted down. And once again, we were right. And people wanted to shut me up then. They wanted to shut me up. They wanted to shut a lot of us up about that nonsense. That's censorship, folks. That was censorship in your lifetime by the U.S. government. And how'd that work out? Not so good. Junior is in the third slot today, Airweed says. Do we have a lineup?
Checking.
As Kurt Thorson says, TSA doesn't get elected. TSA doesn't negotiate. TSA doesn't vote. These TSA members didn't say a peep with the Ybor proposal years ago. Yeah, because a lot of them own property in Ybor. Facts. More facts. Check into, you want to check into some conflicts of interest. Z, could I talk about baseball real quick? Sure. Anytime.
That's what we do here.
Yeah. Kirk Thorson says Gruden was there from 2002 to 2008. Take away the Super Bowl season with arguably Dungy's influence. Gruden had a losing record. I cheered when he was fired. We were 9-3 in 2007 and missed the playoffs. Not sure what that's located or attached to, but more facts. Inconvenient facts for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But we talk about that too. Here's the lineup today. Yandy Diaz. Boy, is he hot. Leading the league. God, he just cannot be stopped. Love that guy. And who was the first to mention him for MVP? My man, Big O.
Yep.
My man, Big O, driving the conversation. Austin Slater in the 2-hole. By the way, nice little addition. He's been good. Junior Caminero in the 3-hole. So glad to see him playing today. Ryan Vilade in the 4-hole. Yeah, who had him hitting cleanup before the season?
That's
he deserves
crazy.
it.
Yeah.
He deserves it. He's earned it. Aranda in the 5-hole. Ben Williamson, 6-hole. Nick Fortes catching in the 7-hole. Cedric Mullins still playing center field against another lefty today. He's played well. I think he's played well defensively. He's been very good defensively. Taylor Walls playing shortstop. Good. Well, this is a really, really good defensive team we got out there today. Like it.
How are they going to make room when they bring Christopher Morel back? I'm just not sure about that.
Shut your hole with that. Good God.
How'd he play in that Marlins series?
Hi, Brandon Shoots. We didn't make a comment. I missed it. I don't think he made it. Chris says, JP, as much as I like Chandler, having Vilade in left and Slater in right makes the outfield defense better. Yeah. But offensively, he could be such a weapon and a game changer. But if he doesn't get consistent at bats in the same place, I just don't think it'll ever happen. I'd hate to get rid of Chandler and have him go somewhere else where they really, really invest in him. And again, O and I said this at the beginning, and maybe it's because they have too many infielders and not enough outfielders, but I still believe Chandler's, he played second base growing up. He played second base at high level in college. He just doesn't have an outfield arm.
Yeah.
And I think that's where he can cover ground and he can make catches. He's getting better and better at that. It's just his arm is so bad, and that's why he needs to be a second baseman. But I don't know. There's a reason that he's not playing there. I don't know why. I should have asked Neander when I saw him. What else? Thomas Casper says that Drew Park CRA committee didn't have a meeting in 2004 and twice in 2005. So what's the point on that? Well, they got stuff to talk about now, like really important stuff. Hold on, I'm taking a woe stuff. We got to get that in once a day.
Yeah, at least.
Did that really? What else do I see here? I'm not doing politics today. I don't see Chandler in the lineup today. Oh, yeah. Why the hell did they put him in the 3-hole last night? I'm not in his head, but if I came to the yard and I was like, got me in the 3-hole, like what is? I'm behind Junior. Like what is it they want me to do? I would be confused.
So he's been in the lineup one game in this Bo Sox series, and it's been all lefties, right? Like this,
yeah.
And he's been in the lineup one time, and it was in the 3-hole. That's
and he's
weird.
in the 5-hole behind Caminero. I don't get it.
Weird, man.
All right, I think we got all of our comments in today, almost all of them. So I didn't see your apology, Chad.
It's probably not here anymore.
Yeah, I'll be looking for it tomorrow. All right, thank you guys for tuning in. Even the ones that hate me, but thank you. It just still counts in the numbers. We appreciate it. Keep watching.
It does.
Keep watching. Go Rays today. Tomorrow, special time, 1 to 3 o'clock. Hopefully the Bucks will have their OTA for media folks, and we'll be able to bring you. I get to watch Ruben Vane with my own eyes practice tomorrow. I'm excited about that.
Take some video.
Yeah, I will get some video of that and bring it to you. And we'll have interviews and all kinds of fun stuff tomorrow. So that'll be then. Thanks to all our great sponsors who stick with us. Thanks to all the Petermans. Please like and subscribe on our podcast channels and our YouTube. Great job, Timmy. Thanks to Ahmmon, who did a great job, our new Miami correspondent. We'll see you tomorrow.